Appendix: The Errors of Scientism in the Views and Conclusions of Richard Dawkins. In the intellectual landscape of contemporary debates between science and religion, one name that frequently crops up is Richard Dawkins, a vociferous advocate of atheism and a critic of religious belief. While his scientific contributions are respected, Dawkins often steps into the domain of philosophy and metaphysics, wielding science as the ultimate tool for understanding reality, a viewpoint commonly known as scientism. What is scientism? Scientism is the belief that the empirical sciences comprise the most authoritative worldview or the most valuable part of human learning to the exclusion of other viewpoints. It is, essentially, an overextension of science into realms where it may not necessarily apply or provide meaningful answers. This framework becomes problematic when it attempts to explain or negate areas like ethics, meaning, and metaphysical questions about the existence of God. Dawkins' scientism and its limitations. Dawkins, in books like The God Delusion, makes frequent appeals to science to discredit religious beliefs. He claims that evolutionary biology can explain our ethical impulses and that physics can eventually answer the questions about the universe's origin, making the concept of God redundant. In doing so, he often deploys scientism as his foundational philosophy. 1. Reductionism. Dawkins adopts a reductionist approach, implying that complex phenomena like human consciousness, morality, and even religious belief can be fully explained by basic physical processes. This position is heavily critiqued because it disregards other types of explanation that may provide a fuller understanding, such as philosophy, art, or religion. 2. Category error. One major error is the conflation of methodological naturalism, which is necessary for scientific inquiry, with philosophical naturalism. The former is a working model, while the latter is a worldview. Claiming that science disproves God is a category mistake since science, by definition, does not deal with supernatural claims. 3. Existential and ethical questions. Dawkins often assumes that science can answer not just how questions, how does this work, but why questions, why are we here? This blurs the line between different types of inquiry and fails to acknowledge that science has limitations. Questions of meaning, morality, and purpose fall into this category. 4. Circular reasoning. Dawkins dismisses the need for God by stating that science can explain everything. This becomes a form of circular reasoning where the conclusion, no need for God, is built into the premise, science can explain everything. From a Christian perspective. From a Christian standpoint, scientism is inherently self-refuting. Science itself is grounded in the belief that the universe is orderly and rational, an assumption that aligns well with the belief in an intelligent creator. Moreover, the Christian worldview accommodates science and sees it as a way to understand God's creation better. It offers a more comprehensive view of reality, where questions of ethics, meaning, and spirituality also have their rightful place. Conclusion. While Richard Dawkins' scientific work is beyond reproach, his application of scientism to discredit religious belief and address metaphysical questions leads to several logical and epistemological errors. By understanding these limitations, one can appreciate the richness and depth of a more holistic, integrated understanding of reality that doesn't reduce all forms of knowledge to empirical science.